welcome to another Nerd Block thingamajig. Just bring the glasses up a bit. And I can always do the trendy thing. Welcome to Nerd Block. And this is for the month of August. This is August Nerd Block. And so as per usual, my hair just looks fried. So let's see what's inside. Squizzy. Okay, yep, the usual nerd blocky stuff. So, okay. Let's just... Okay, that's all right. Oh. I don't think you'd do very well playing billiards with those two. You could... Oh, hang on. They're super chip clips. Say that 3 times. Super chip clips. Super chip clips. See, I knew I couldn't do it. I think the chip clip wanted to split. Not literally though. Let's go and get it then. Starting out well, it's just going to get worse from here. Oh, I see. It looks like they're supposed to be eating the green stuff. Here we are, a bit more central. So the idea, obviously, is that you get some green wallpaper. That'd be great on your wallpaper, I think. If you have some of the old 70s style wallpaper, you could have some of these on there. Wallpaper. Finger. Num, 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 num. I don't think, for all intents and purposes, I think that would make a rotten wedding band or something on your ring finger. You could do it like that, but there will now be an edit while I find it. Hello, I'm back. That looks kind of disturbing. It looks like there's been far too much Botox inflicted on that. It's a pity it didn't have fingers, because it would make a great duck pout. The other ones you've got are... The other ones you've got is this one and that one. So that one, obviously, you need to have... Oh, hang on, let's see. The lips can go on there. Oh, look, we can have them kissing. Oh my god. That looks pretty bad. Mind you, if they're really bored, they could have the star. Oh my god. Dang hell. Well, when you're dealing with things with weird upside down, they're slippery. They're really slippery. In all intents and purposes, you kind of want to be a little bit careful with these, because otherwise you'll wind up with a star in your lap. Like so. There seems to be a bit of a trend of Mario stuff with the nerd blocks of late. So clearly they're giving you the chance to have a great collection. So by the end of it, I wonder what Christmas would be like. I can imagine a Santa hat on that. That would be pretty cool, and it would match too with the red and the green. So it's a very Christmassy thing. Bit of mistletoe. Don't know about being under the tree with something like that. let's work out. Oh, we've got another shirt punch thingo, and as per usual with shirt punch, there'll be the link at the bottom of the screen. Or so yeah, you get your usual credity stuff on there, and the fella on the other side seems to be channeling Spider-Man with a bit of Saturday Night Fever action happening there too. Obviously the white satin trousers were in the wash, so he had to make do with the Spider-Man uniform. Oh, yeah. And this is, since I got it out early, so this is the Super Mario Brothers chip clips. So I wonder if next month there'll be some fish to go with those chips. In my case it'd be flake, wouldn't it? So you've also got the One-Stop Nerd shop launches. I should really put them a bit closer, shouldn't I? Is there another? No. So you got the flared, there we go, one-stop shop thingos there, and not quite sure what it's another one of those where you've got credits. So on the other side, there must be a credit there to redeem or something like that. So there is that. Oh look, it came back to haunt me. Must want me to give it some credit. So what else have we got? Oh. Retro Video Game Magazine. Excuse me while I just... Oh. Industry icon Ed Semrad. He looks like Russell Morris, actually. At least it will show he's the real thing. So you've got all kinds of goodies and stuff like that. So all the... Yeah, it's a pretty sizable little... I wouldn't say little, it's a pretty sizable A5 size book. Obviously a bit of the manga type stuff to appeal to the mangary people. Oh look, there's the Joker. Oh, goodness me. I bet his dental bill is pretty high. Oh look, you can get there's more rings there. Oh my. I hope that's not real size, you need a great big finger for it. Yep, always good to have a big finger for a ring. There's the Colas Collectathon. So there's quite a lot of stuff in here for reading, and there's question and answers too by the looks. So with this, it also looks like somebody's been busy channeling the Slender Man. So maybe the 3D edition will have him jumping out at you if you haven't got your papers right. But yeah, this is a pretty good value on this. How many pages? 198, I think. Yeah, about 200, so that's pretty good. And it's all gloss. Yeah, pity there's nothing at the bottom of the thing, so you can't go like that and have a moving Spider-Man or something like that. Notice how I didn't throw that, because that probably wouldn't have been a good idea to do that. You'd have pages splayed everywhere. Mind you, the spine of this is pretty good, so you wouldn't have to worry about it breaking. Alright, now what have I got here? Something from the Assassin's Creed, and looking at that, it just is, for me, it's just something from Assassin's Creed. I have no idea. Oh yeah, Mega Block. Oh, there you go. That's something else I know about it. I now know that it's a Mega Block. It doesn't look too mega. It's maybe that's just. Okay, so I'll open it up. I love this sticky tag. Maybe I'll use the knife. Maybe this might not be a bad idea. Maybe it might be a bad idea. Oh, there we go. Alright, so after all that time, I still broke the entrance of it anyway. In trying to make it look alright for the entrance, I already buggered it up. Alright, now. So, there you go, there's a rarity. I got it out of its box and didn't send it flying. There we go. Maybe that's the creed for me, is that the box gets opened and it ain't no flying box. It's all plastic. So you've got a little poster thingy in here, which again I would have no idea about. Maybe it's just, yeah, it looks like it's just one of those things which where you can just dress them any which way you like. Oh, the choices are quite poor, really. Oh, mind you, you could probably have to get something off the internet to make him look absolutely fabulous. I mean, just look at that. Oh, really. He's in need of a real makeover, that one. Chuck him on one of the reality TV shows and he'll be alright. Oh, I'm not going to go anywhere near unopening this. Last time I unopened something like this, stuff went in, well, we lost some of the bits, or I broke some of it. These are, so I'll get him out, because you get given stuff, obviously, to put him together. But he moves. He does move, so he can walk. And if you really want those little hands there, you can grip a couple things. Not quite sure what. Maybe some. If you want to eat noodles, you could eat one noodle at a time, maybe. So I'll put him back in his plastic. Make sure I don't hurt him. Because let's face it, I don't think hurting an Assassin's Creed would be very good. I think. Bloody hair. So I think the Assassin's Creed wouldn't be too good. So what else have we got here? There's another Genesis thing. Okay, so classic game console for USB hub. So this is another, like a couple of months ago, a little while back, there was the classic video game console, and this here is another one. Now, if you want to have it be like it's in a museum, just keep it in that and frame it and make it like a 3D display, and you can put it over the fireplace. Hopefully it won't melt. But it says it's a 16-bit, but I can't really see 16. Should I or should... Oh no, it's got tape on this as well. Oh. My nails would work that time. Okay. Oh. Even get a little sticker with that. And if you're really not overly enthralled by this, if you're a fan of Phil Collins, you can still stick that on your car and say, sort of, this is what's in the air tonight. So I'll put that away. There's not a lot to throw behind me, but I don't really want to damage anything. So. And we've got. I'll do the t-shirt last. Okay, so we're going to have another thing from Five Nights at Freddy's next month. I nearly said next week. So we're going to have another thing of Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe it's another 5 nights. Maybe dear old Fred had enough of Daphne, Velma, Shaggy and Scooby and decided I'm going to have another 5 nights to do my thing. Doing jump scares for people ordering a pizza or something. And on the other side here, you've got 5 exclusives. Next month's arcade block will include an item from Batman Arkham Knight. So there's all that, and goodness me. The Batmobile does look very happy, doesn't he? He looks like he's borrowed his lips from the Mario figures from before. So, either that, or it's kind of like that's what happens when the Joker gets to your Batmobile. And so, last but not least, we have a T-shirt. So this is the Halloween. So anyway, this is a whole bunch of squiggles that I have no idea about. In actual fact, it looks more like it's the old classic game consoles. So it's a T-shirt devoted or dedicated to the old classic game consoles. Actual fact, I'll get the card. T-shirts, collectible console controllers. Good grief, I was actually right. Tick one for Robbie. But as for the rest of the writing, forget it. I wouldn't have a clue. That knocking was the window. So it's not one of the controllers coming to life. So as per normal, I'll put it on. I won't do my quick change like I did in the last one because, well, I'll be interested to see just how much this matches. I can make it look like a hoodie. Gee, it really does match. I can just have it like that, like a scarf, like one of those silly sort of. Like that scene from the Wandering Hand. Oh God. So this is the T-shirt for this month, and it does kind of blend in reasonably well with this top. Let's see, I knew what I was doing. I was choosing it deliberately. So anyway, my shining star. I'm trying to. So my shining star would like to say goodbye to everybody. Up to a point, anyway. And I'll see you next month with obviously next month's Nerd Block. That would make it next month's Nerd Block. The dates get a bit. So if you like this, thank you very much. And if you like, please do the like and subscribe. And Daniel will be doing his Nerd Block next. Okay, thank you very much for putting up with this, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!